Hi everyone, this is Karen from Artful Crafts Junk Journaling Group with the new challenge month, May. The challenge this month is going to be basically recycling things that might be headed to the trash or that you're kind of done with and putting in your junk journals. I think I said before, I'm from a mixed media background, so I probably approach it a little bit different. A little trashier is okay with me, but even in junk journals, if you don't want that kind of look, you can still modify these things and make them look really beautiful. I think a lot of you probably already use some, but I just think it'll be a good time to kind of stretch this month and maybe use some different kinds of things you haven't used before. First, I was going to show this. So I'm doing the Messy May challenge, but I'm doing mixed media, but this is kind of where it started from for me, because I really wanted to embrace it. This book's upside down, sorry. I was in a mixed media rut for a while, and I'm like, how can I get out of this? And it wasn't a normal rut. It was, I guess, some stress and anxiety over other things, but I was trying to figure out how to get back into mixed media, because, like, for me, a day or two without mixed media is about the most I can handle. And it had been more than 6 months. So some things kind of cleared up for me recently, but right before that, I said, I'm just going to make I'm just going to make a mixed media journal out of junk, because junk for me is easy, because there's no demands or expectations, because it's headed to the trash. And it probably looks unsightly anyway, and you can't possibly screw it up. So this was the book I bound for my Messy May challenge. And so it's all trash in here. So I just want to, and the only reason I'm showing this is because if you are going to do the challenge this month, or even if you're not, and you just want some ideas, these are different things you can do to save. And so this is part of a blueprint I've had for many years. I had rusted it a while back, but I wanted to use almost all recycled elements, at least for the bases in the book. So that was that. This is some vintage typewritten letter or notes or something. This is a Kleenex box. And the book is not done. This is just the base structure. I had to get some things finished before I stitched it into the book, because that'll be a pocket. This is an Amazon envelope that I've altered. It will be altered more, but now this has been made into a pocket. That was my first day page. This, I don't know what this one is. It was some kind of cardboard. A lot of the stuff is I haven't been saving that much trash, not big trash. So I use like a soda can box for some of this. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is part of the soda can box. I can tell, because I got this tab down here. I don't care if my pages are all mismatched in an actual mixed media journal. I'm a little more careful in a junk journal, because I have a little bit different look I'm going for. But here's the reason I was going to do that, because I think I'm going to try this again. This was part of, and these are base pages. They're not complete. There's a hole here in this shape, and it was where your hand goes in the soda can box, and I just ripped stuff off. I really like the organic look in my not junk journals, my mixed media journals, but this is part junk journal and part mixed media. And so I'm like, but I can't have this awkward, weird hole there. So I just put a bunch of laces and fabrics, and I stitched it. So I think I started on this side, and I glued down just one piece of white lace, and I'm like, that ain't gonna hold. So then I went to this side, and I put more stuff on this side, and I just stitched everywhere, all over it. And it feels really solid now. So it feels like a page. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I love messy stitching. It just was deeply satisfying. So this is a piece of corrugated cardboard. I love cardboard and journals. These were all mostly single pages. So I put fabric strips on everything to hinge things together so that I could make it into a real book. That's probably part of the same soda can box, I'm guessing. This one is a envelope I got from eBay, but it's those real stiff cardboard types that like you would mail a catalog in. So I cut that down and made that into a pocket. This is part of one of those army green hanging file folders. I have a lot of these, so I cut one of those down. Another part of the soda box. This one also had a hole. It was awkward. It was kind of a triangle shape out this way. So I did the same thing. I put that same lace on the back, and then I layered this stuff up. It didn't look interesting enough to me for some reason on this one. So I added a couple appliques and I stitched it all on. Again, not done. I will finish it later, but I wanted to show you because I'm going to intentionally do this technique again, I think, for the challenge today. The actual challenge for the group for this week will actually be cardboard, but I'm just going to go over a bunch of things that I have collected. Some I've collected recently, but most of these I've had for months or years and have not used. It's so dumb because some of the trash is in my hoard pile, which I know is insane. Anyway, I was like, I need something with holes and I can't find anything. So I said, I'm going to go through the house and see what I can find. And so I found this trash box. And I'm like really wanting to use this, but I think I'm not ready yet because I'm trying to figure out how to make it work in a junk journal. I mean, this is pretty similar to a Kleenex box, essentially. I think it's this flap I like. Like, I was going to cut these ends off and then make it into a pocket, but this is a weird shape. For me, the whole point is the fact that this flap opens and shuts. It's not going to work good in a journal because it pokes up like that, but I would take this off and put a fabric hinge. But I really wanted to close it and then put a closure on there. It's probably going to have to be vertical in the book, but then I'm like, it's a weird shape to take stuff in and out of, so I'm going to set this on the side and try to think later about what I really want to do with it. I have some ideas, but not ones that use a flap. So anyway, this one is inspiring creativity to try to figure out how to use it, but I really like that shape. So that's a piece of cardboard. And then I always have pieces of this laying around. I did mixed media cards on these for years, so I have lots of this stuff. And this one has like got 2 or 3 layers of corrugation, but I peel the stuff back and use that. And I do like shabby chic, so a lot of times I use lace on them, and I might do one of those this month or something, but eventually I want to make one into a topper for a journal, but I always get different ideas and I never end up using actual toppers, but I'll try it. Part of an envelope I had used probably in that book from Amazon. This was what I'm thinking that I think there might be 2 of these. This is what I was thinking to use today, I think. I think there's 2 of these. I bought punches, and they wanted, I guess you'd be able to look and preview the holes through that. This, of course, is just normal junk mail. These make great journal cards, and I'll probably do something with that this month. I've been hoarding these for a long time now. These I got from something that probably came from, I don't know, somebody was selling stickers. These look like they're from Asia, so it's probably Temu or AliExpress, but I had bought some really awesome stickers, and this was the backdrop. I was like, these are almost ready to use the way they are. So to me, I got to use these in a botanical journal. I got this somewhere in here. Oh yeah, of course, I've always got Tim Holtz things. I have a bunch more, but they must be in a different, I think they're with my other scraps. This one, I like the background on it, so that one's an easy one to use. These were from my church. Somewhere I got one that I sanded down, but these are easy to alter. I'm big on envelopes. I love, 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 love altering envelopes with collage and stuff, so I've got that. That will be something will be easy. I just got something from eBay. The whole box top, which was really big, was covered in these images, and for any of you who have seen my recent videos, I'm doing a strawberry theme journal, and I'm like, this has got to be in my journal. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use it yet, but I think I'm going to paint some of this stuff. And I will probably have to thin it down a little bit because it's kind of thick right now, but I really want that because these images, it'd be really fun to use that. Oh yeah, here's another piece of the soda box, and see, this one also has a big chunk out of it, so to me, that's another good opportunity to put something there. to build that structure out. I don't know that I will use that right now, but I'll use it in something. A piece of my file folder I got left. Oh yeah, another one of those. Whoops, I got trash. Oh, it's raining trash over here now. Oh, okay. Move those out of the way. This I've had for a long time, and every time I see this, I get so excited. I don't get as much good junk mail as I used to, but it was from Kohl's, I guess. It's already a pocket. I mean, like, this is perfect. It's already a pocket. It has a card in it. Now the card falls down, but that'd be easy to alter, so I've been excited about that one. And I've been waiting for, I have 2 of these, and I wish they would send some more. They were advertisements trying to get our attention, and I love the shape of this and the fact that it's got that circle. So I want to alter the envelope and put some kind of a circle medallion type thing there. It hasn't even been opened because I know it's junk mail. I'll take the contents out, but I'm really excited about doing this one. The shape to me is exciting. And man, well, it's going to have to go vertical. It'll have to go vertical, and instead of having a thing inside, I guess it's going to be out that way. Maybe you grab your tags on this side, but anyway, I'm excited about that. Another envelope to alter. I like these because I love things with these stickers on them. Oh, this was the one I'm going to do today. So this was kind of like the other punch one, but this one's a single. This one is already hinged. That's why I was thinking about putting one of those that flip things that goes over the top of your page, maybe with that one. But this one, I was with the one I think I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a journal card, but instead of covering this up with paper, which I could definitely do, I want to try that technique again where I did the lace and the messy stitching. This will be for my strawberry journal, and I think that these images will go good for that concept and the background. So I'm probably going to do light altering on this one. I might thin it down though. It's kind of heavy. Anyway, this, I can't get rid of this. Somebody sent me something. Oh yeah, their company name was Violet Stickers. I've never seen an envelope like this. It does not fit my normal style. This is like holographic stuff and everything. But I'm going to do a Bohemian Junk Journal that features purples. So I'll figure out some way to alter this. I really feel like I got to knock that shine back. That part kind of kills me, but I love the color of it. So I'll figure that out. Anyway, I've had these for a while. That was a fold out, the thing that they mailed. So that one's an easy one. This one is a crown. Some kind of a crown postcard they sent. So I'll do something with that shape. It won't look like a crown when I get done, but I've been saving that. Oh, that's part of a card. So I was going to tell you I saved cards. Oh, this was one of the postcards I got, and I sand them down because I do mixed media on them. But if you have a hard time with glue sticking or you want to do other mediums, actually, sometimes I leave them like, well, not like that, but like this. Because I can't tell what it is anymore, but it's interesting. And so that could almost be its own background. And then this one came from one of my loan companies, and they keep sending more advertisements, take more money out or take more loans out, and I don't need any more. But they were getting, as I was ignoring their junk mail, they were giving me bigger and grander things trying to get my attention. I wish they would send me more of these because I love this. I've never seen ones with this big window before. I would love to have more of those. And this one is another, this one's just a booklet, but even the colors on the backgrounds are really cool. So this was a whole booklet that I can probably alter and put in a junk journal. Oh, I guess I have 2 of these, so this is the other piece. Plus I've got the top, so I got a lot of these to use. And this one, I want to show this. So this is not used. I actually got it on eBay, but I think it kind of fits the theme. It's from the 50s, I think. And it was an ice cream carton, and it fits perfectly with my strawberry junk journal theme. So I'm going to find a way to make this into a pocket and get this in my book, but it's probably going to be vertical. But I'm going to try to do it in a way that does not destroy the integrity. I'm not going to do a lot of altering because I really love the way it looks. And I think that's what makes this piece so cool. So not used, but it could be if I cleaned one up. Actually, I don't even know if they make that kind of carton anymore, actually. So anyway, that's those things. Those are the kinds of things I've been collecting for anybody who has looking for what kind of stuff they can use. These ones are probably ones that I might have bought, but some things might be things I've collected. But I love... Okay, ignore the addresses on these. These are really old. These people probably aren't even alive anymore. But they're vintage, and I have tons and tons of letters. I really love collecting these things. A lot of these ones on top are from Italy, and they're probably from World War II era or something. But anyway, I use these every chance I get. And I do alter them, but I alter them in a way that protects the integrity of what it was, so that it still looks vintage, and you can still see what it was, but it has more interesting things on it. And then I took a handful of these out. Whoops, let me grab these. I mean, they're all over. Every time I buy a garment, I save the tags, because I just think they're not every, I shouldn't say every one. If the little flimsy ones, I just get rid of. But if it's a substantial one with some heft to it, as all of these are, okay, I don't know what that is. I guess it's a tag, but I don't know what it's from. There's no holes in it, so I'm not sure what it came from. But anyway, I have tons and tons of these. And so I alter them every chance I get. But I shouldn't say that. I don't alter every chance I get. That's why I have so many of them. But I'm going to try to be intentional this month and use some of these. Because some of them I just got because I think the shapes are so neat. Anyway, so I collect these. And I want to use some. But I only save the ones that are really cool or have a little bit of weight to them, I guess. Okay, there's that. And then I have more stuff that I can fit up here, but this is just a quick overview of some of the stuff. Anyway, a friend this was someone sent me some mail art on an envelope that got torn up, so I saved that image. Anyway, a friend gave me a bunch of these vintage cards. So these are all, basically, she was going to get rid of them. They were all from like the 40s from her family. But I'm doing a baby book, and these are really hard to come by. So I was super excited. So I will recycle these. I will mostly use them for the images. Some of them I might use the actual card, but of course I'll blank out the writing inside. But I love that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of the idea if you were trying to figure out what kind of things you can use this month. But for today, the actual theme is going to, or not today, this week, we'll be altering cardboard. You don't have to alter it the way I'm going to alter it, but just use whatever kind of cardboard you have or that inspires you. You know, as in that one book you saw, they use a lot of soda can things because I just grabbed a few things and I didn't want to spend time fussing over what it was because I knew the book was going to be rough and ugly to start with because it's for Messy May. But junk journals, I'm a little bit more selective, I guess. So I'm going to alter that card, but you can use corrugated cardboard. You can use cereal box. If you just, I am going to just make a junk. I'm just going to make, oh, not that one. This one I wanted. I'm just going to make this one into a journal card. And my book is big, so this is a good size for me. But use any kind of cardboard you want and make any kind of element you want for the challenge. But I'll just show you what I'm going to do with this because I really want to cover this whole up. I wish it was bigger because I think it's more interesting when it's bigger and not so. Because if it's a big window, then I want to make something peeking through. But on this one, it's kind of a small one. So I think it's a good candidate to do the stitching. So let me get organized and then I'll be right back. Okay. So the front, I'm going to leave mostly intact. I'll try to cover up some of this parts where my cardboard got bent, I guess. But the first thing is because I'm going to paper the back. I want to see if I can peel this off. I mean, I can just go right over top of this, but if it's possible to peel this back a little bit and thin it out, that is what I would rather do because my book is going to get real chunky because I do a lot of dimension and texture. So I'm going to first see if this is possible. Oh, that's going to be ugly. It's peeling the top layer off, not peeling the back layer off. I'll probably have to re-glue that part. I don't know how practical this will be. Okay, I can't peel it off. So I decided that there's only really 2 layers here. I'm used to those puzzle pieces which have like 6, 7 layers of cardboard. If it had more than 2, because 1 layer is really thin and I don't want to deal with that. So, oh, I don't have my glue again. Hang on. Okay. So anyway, it was just 1 thin layer of cardboard here, and it's not really substantial enough, and I don't want to have to spend a lot of time building it back up. So instead, and this is the back of the drilling card. Now, obviously, it's going to have this part I can't write on, but we can write on everything else. I want, I'm going to reinforce this hole, actually. I'm going to use this paper. It's just store-bought paper, you know, off of Amazon, but it's about the color of avocado dye, though. So I think it's not going to show, but what I did is I sanded it down a little bit more, just in case. It'll knock back some of the text and stuff, but I think it maybe isn't going to show anyway. But anyway, it'll still help dull it a little bit, so it'll be easier to glue. But I want to repair this, these corners that I was messing around with. There's a hole here that I don't want. I will probably stitch a tab or something on there. But I don't want thin paper over that hole, so I'm just... This is my cheater way of dealing with things. The other side doesn't matter because it'll have something stitched, and I didn't make that big enough. I didn't put a big enough piece. Sometimes I just want to give it a little bit of body so it's like it's not a hole anymore. That way the paper will have something to sit on. Okay, so masking tape will take care of that. There'll be a tab, and I'll make sure that it covers this whole section here when I get done. So I don't care about the other side, I just care about this side. Basically what I do is or what I'm going to do, I should say, I'm going to glue the whole thing up and put the paper on there, and then I'm going to see if I can take I don't know, I use a box cutter, but I'm going to try to cut the inside of that center out. I might have to do part of it with the scissors. We'll see how this goes. Okay. This probably won't end up straight, but... And if it did end up straight, you would know I didn't do it, probably. Okay, let's trim this back. I think the trick is going to be those rounded corners. I'm pretty sure I can't get it perfectly neat, but I think I can. I was going to try to clean it up. I just kind of cut into that a little bit. I was going to try to clean up the rough edges with a little file. I got, and I'll show you in a minute, I think they're for doing your nails. And I got this little set off of Amazon because they have little tiny, like little metal things like you would have for a nail file. I mean, they're not like any nail file I ever saw growing up, but I've been able to use it to get inside little spaces like this when I need to. Now, it doesn't matter if the back is, well, actually, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter if the front's perfect either, because there will be a little bit of lace stitched over this on both sides. So I got that out, and then I was going to take, I don't know which one. I got multiples. I don't know if it matters which one. Oh, yeah, this will work good, I think. Just to get the loose paper bits out. It's not going to matter that much for what I'm doing, but I'm detail oriented. It makes me feel better having it more better, I guess. Okay. All right, now let me pause real quick here. Oops, let me take this off. So what I was gonna do is because I want whatever I do to this part, especially around this hole, needs to be done before I do the lace and stitching to fill that hole back in. What I want to do is I want to knock back the glossiness. So I was going to try this trick where you, oh, I got to be careful, where I take the thin layer off, the very last layer off the back of a napkin, which would be real thin and should be, hopefully it'll be mostly white. And then, because I use these in mixed media a lot, but I'm not usually using the back, but I have done it before. I guess tissue paper would also work, but I love napkin. It's just so easy to glue and make organic. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that hole again, I guess. I was gonna try to glue this on there. And try to knock some of this back. I don't know how this will go. These little pink dots might semi-disappear because they're not that bright, but I'll just try it. Now, you really, if you haven't used napkins, now this is clear gel medium. I don't know what brand it is, and I don't care because I will never buy this kind again. Whatever this is, I don't think it's made the same as normal. It's supposed to have a lot of this Palmer medium in it, and I think this one is very skimpy on the Palmer because it doesn't glue. I can't use it to glue like real paper down. It just won't work. It just peels right back up. But for something super thin like napkins and tissue, I can use it. So I'm just using it for this kind of gluing. That's the only thing I use this particular gel medium for. Once this jar is gone, I'll never buy this again. I was trying to get something cheap because I don't use it that often anymore like I used to, but once in a while I need it. But I guess it's okay for this, so it'll get more clear as it dries, but it's gonna knock, it should take the shine out. This actually is semi gloss, but it's not as glossy as what's on here. So I like that kind because it'll make it see-through. Now I gotta figure this out. Oh, actually it'll probably tear out right now. That's the other thing. With paper, you can't do that. But with, I mean, not regular paper, you can with napkin. It's easy to tear off your edges while it's still damp. Now, again, the perfection won't matter too much because it's going to be covered with lace back here. Both sides. Okay, give me some more. This will actually also knock back the words a little bit. But some of it I will cover. Oh, I need this again. I'm not going to necessarily do the outside edges because it's going to make these probably too faint looking. But a little here and there, I guess, makes it look natural. I can probably tell up here what it's going to do on the stripes. Now, there's 2 layers of tissue over here, so it's going to make it more faint as I build up layers. But I'm going to put, actually, I'm going to put paper on this anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not going to put a lot. I want to put a little bit of collage in here. Yeah, I see some of it's peeling off here. Actually, a lot's peeling off. Now that I look at it. But the thing with tissue is you can patch it. Like there's a place right here. I think it's mostly dry. What I was gonna do, I want some collage. I don't want to cover up all of it. I just like to keep a little bit of the integrity of the original background because I think even the dots are neat. So I'm gonna try to put some of this on there, but I don't want to cover the whole thing. So I think I'm just gonna rough tear some shapes out and see what I get. I want a piece over here. It just looks lumpy. I didn't get that stuff on there good. So, oh, here's another piece. I don't know what the design on this is going to be, I guess. I don't usually have a plan when I do this stuff, so I'm going to end up with some design conundrums, I guess. So I'll just do it, and then I'll figure out how to fix it when I decorate the front. Of course, there's not lace on here yet either, and it could be that some of this stuff gets covered up anyway, I guess. So. I feel like, is that upside down? Oh, it goes this way. Okay. Oh. It's not quite coming up to the edge, but I guess it slides a little bit because it's not perfectly glued down on that side. But I'll end up edging this when I'm done anyway, so hopefully it'll hide those flaws. So the next thing is to figure my lace out and get my lace on there. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it. I like to put what I liked on one, the other one is, I had one more open lace on one side and then a little bit more dense stuff on the other side. I know I'm probably going to want a piece of this. This is the strawberry book. There's a lot of pink, so I'm feeling like I would probably rather have this piece on the front, but I need a couple layers. Oh, I also have this. This is the same thing I used on the other one. Okay, so I'll cut it down, of course. But what I'll do is I'll just figure out which layer I want on which side. The flower is not super interesting with that. That's why I'm thinking the flower will be on the back. It'll have stitching across it, zigzagging everywhere, but it'll still look like a flower. So I'm thinking that piece will be on the back, and probably what I was thinking was one of these pieces. I'll cut a smaller piece, but... And then I just kind of test it and see what I think. because I think these are the ones I'm probably doing. I feel like that one might be too dense, actually. I always have to look at these a few times and try to figure out which is the top. I feel like this one's the top. Oh, yeah. All right. I like that, but I would like to have one of those bigger flowers to show through the holes, so I'll make that happen. Okay, let me get the back. So first I glue the back down. Well, let me trim it first a little bit because I don't want that much on there. I think I'm going to trim around this flower and leave that one big leaf on there. Oh, it does, except one thing. The other thing I didn't like is when I like to stitch through the lace or through a piece of fabric on the back. So I'm going to try to, this is what I did on one of those other ones. I used a thicker piece, which I didn't actually like the thicker piece after I did it. I'll try this. I just know that even though it's cardboard and paper, even a thin layer of fabric will make the stitching look so much nicer. So a lot of time that's what I do when I'm stitching over this kind of stuff. Okay. I usually have to go fast on these kind of things because I will overthink it instead of just letting it be messy and be what it wants to be. Oh, here's the other piece I did. Now, let me see what it looks like when I put my flower over this. Then I do this side, and I want this. Kind of want to go vertical because it's got vertical lines. Okay. I'll glue that down. The only way to glue this kind of stuff is to basically put it on the embroidery parts. Okay, I think it might be good enough to hold. Oh, maybe not. Let me put some under these little half flowers. This is probably the part that's more likely to hold anyway. And then I'll cut a little piece of this out. I only like these cut in irregular shapes for some reason. Otherwise, they just look strange to me. Now, I want one of these flowers to show in the hole. I'll go like that, I guess. Although, by the time I get the stitching, chances are high that there will be thread right through the flower. So it probably won't matter anyway. Again, this part is just what I want to do. It's the kind of stuff I like to do. It's messy stitching. You don't have to stitch it all. It's just Find some kind of a cardboard to recycle and do something fun and interesting in your junk journal with it. And I hope you will post to the group, you know, if you're in the Artful Craft group, and then give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Okay. All right. I think I got it. This won't be done for me, I think. Well, I have to get strawberries on there. I won't like it till I have strawberries on there, since it's in my strawberry journal, but I will probably add a little bit of other stuff to kind of tie the thing together, but I want to start with the stitching, so I'll stitch this and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my stitching done. So it's got pink threads. There's a bunch of pink threads zigzag through here, just tacking everything down. The back I have blue in the bobbin, so there's blue all through here. It did pretty good about staying on the thing. I must have got just enough fabric, I think, to cover most of that up. So I think I feel okay with that. And of course, this is just the journaling side. I could embellish it more, but I don't know that it's necessary on the back of a journaling card. But it is interesting. I want a strawberry on here, but I definitely need some more embellishment. This is really not done, in my opinion. I was looking at this, and I really like this. I think these flowers look similar to these. So I'm thinking about cutting this part right here out. Oh, you know what? There's no centers in these. All right. The inside looks a little flat to me, so I'll glue some kind of embellishment in there. Now, I might add more of these, but I definitely like this. I think it's going to help bridge these pieces here together. But I got to figure the strawberries out, and I can add some more. I could add some more leaves or something if I want. I have different strawberries. I've been wanting to use these and I haven't used them anywhere else. I really would like to. I don't have pink strawberries anywhere in my book, and I think this is the one to use it on. It's just figuring out which ones. I feel like I really like the look of this one. My problem with these are mostly little patches that you glue on your clothes, not glue, that you iron on your, these ones are probably just regular embellishments, but they usually only come in one size. I only have like one style that's in two sizes. So I either have to mix and match styles if I want to have a couple, which those actually don't look that bad, I guess. Or I could substitute with a red one. Well, I can't do that red one. They're the same size. I guess I could, but to me it would look a little awkward. This is the part where it gets challenging for me, is trying to figure out how I want. Oh, I know what I could do. I could try 3. And then maybe it wouldn't matter so much that they weren't all identical. Or we substitute. Oh, we substitute with the red one. But at least I'd have some pink on there. See, that's got some glue there. I only got one of this style out too. That might be a good candidate to glue something over. I'm still having design dilemmas. I got this down here. I don't know if I'm going to keep that, but I kind of don't mind it. But I really like texture, and I need wispy stuff, and these are just sitting on top of the page, and it's really killing me. So I got a few things that I think might be possibilities. I have my good old standby cheesecloth. I use that a lot. I want something that goes under here. So one choice was this. Another one is I got out this pink tulle, which has dots kind of like this, but these are pretty faint, so I suspect they're not going to actually show up. But I just started auditioning things just for the look and see what I think. This piece would be too big. I would not use a piece this big, but I think no, I can't really even see it. Okay, one is the cheesecloth, but there's another thing that I think is probably going to be my winner. Of course, if I do that, I'll make this more frayed. It just falls flat on this. But I saw this. I cut this off of a much bigger piece of lace. I mean, the whole design is gorgeous, but I like, and I've been really, and these kind of laces are hard to find, at least for me. I like it because it's got all these lines and dots and X's and everything. It's the texture and the pattern of that. I like that. And I also like these little parts here that just form a big grid. I wouldn't use the flowers. I really want to just look at the texture of that part. So the problem with this one would be hard for me to cut up because it's a really cool shape. So my guess is if I use this, I will probably use the whole piece. But I need to lay these and see if that's a bad idea. Which side's the top? I think this is the top. I can't tell. I'll just cut it off. I'll just cut the shape out. If I don't use it on this, I'll use it on something else because this is a really cool shape. No, this is definitely the top. Okay. Then, of course, you'd have to figure out if you used it, how do you orient it? Oh, I'd almost be tempted if I were doing it to go this direction with it, actually. I really hate this red one. I love red, but it doesn't work on this thing. And maybe having 3 of these doesn't work either, actually. And I don't even know if having one at the top and the bottom works either. This is where I really start messing around with my designs and trying to figure out what I want to do. I think I really want to work on this and this. That's why I'm trying to get 2 pieces on here. Oh, if I do that, it'll cover all of that up, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, I changed the layout. I could make the top and bottom thing work. I think this one looks okay to me. I still wish it had a little more definition between this and this, but I think the texture's neat. So I'm going to glue these things down. Let's see, there'll be no more stitching on this, but I do need to make... Oh, this thing is warping too because I put that glue on there and not on the back. I'll wait to put this embellishment here. Oh, I'll wait to put that embellishment on there. I could not figure out what I was doing until it had a center because it changes the whole look. Because this just looks empty. And this makes it look complete. And it changes the focus from this to this. So that's why I really couldn't figure out what the right layout was. I like this, but my card is a little bit warped. So I'm going to try to... I will glue that part on after the video is done. But I'm going to put... but I'll put a picture of what it looks like on the... I guess at the top of the video or something. But I'm going to glue these things down. And I'm going to see if I can flatten this and get this flattened to get out again. Because... it's starting to warp from the gel medium that was on here, basically. So I'll take that off. I'm going to start with this. I couldn't get past this piece. I just like it too much. So I'll glue this down. Anyway, after I get this thing all flattened out, I'll just use hot glue and glue this in that flower. I've never found anything that worked basically any better than that. And I'll also, maybe this piece, I'll make a tab. I'll probably layer a few fabrics, and I guess it's not quite wide enough, but I'll figure it out. I'll layer a few fabrics and make a tab. It's going to be off-center, but I want to... Why is it off-center? That is interesting. They didn't put this in the center of the tag, I guess, because I didn't cut the sides down. Anyway, I'll do that off camera too, and then I'll post a picture that shows what the completed product looked like for anyone who's not in that Artful Craft group. Oh, you know what? I'm not using this kind of glue. I don't like Fabri-Tac for certain things. I don't get good adherence to it. Well, and I'm using a skinny tip. I don't like using it without the skinnier tip from those Sugar Bell bottles, because it just feels like it just uses way too much glue. When I want something to really stick and I'm not going to stitch through it, I will do it if I'm stitching through it. But I like, this is still my favorite glue. Oh, here it is. Quick Dry Tacky Glue. I just love this stuff. It really is amazing at getting things to really glue down and be permanent. I will stitch through it too, but if I do that, I make sure I give it a couple hours before I do it, just to make sure, so I don't gunk my needle up or my machine. Oh, okay, now we got glue coming out. This stuff works so good. I mean, tacky glue works too, but it just, regular tacky glue, it just, I don't have the patience for it. It takes a long time. Let's put a little bit down there. Now I'll put this. Now this was the one I was kind of messing with before. I got one leaf that was cut off, and I think I'm trying to put the strawberries over that to kind of fudge that a little bit. Yeah, I'll go this way. And see if I remember how I laid this out. And I do think it, well, also, there's tulle on the back of this piece because it's stitched onto, it's embroidery on tulle. I don't have good luck with Fabri-Tac with tulle at all. I guess if I was going to really glob that stuff out there, it might be okay, but this dries pretty clear. And so I can still get good adherence if I use enough of that glue. Okay, I'll put one here. I don't remember how I laid these out, actually. It's hard because I try to take something's exact same size and shape and style and make them look different. So I turn one on the side. I guess it makes it look a little more natural. Okay, and then I'll weight this down and get this flattened out, and then I will hot glue this in. Oh, I'll make a tab. Anyway, I forgot. I'll make the tab up there. And then I'll show a picture at the end. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you will try the challenge and try recycling some fun stuff and post in the group and let us know what you made. Thank you so much.